Thanks for joining us today. This is Top 10 Wizard, and we're going to be showing you 10 abandoned amusement parks you probably didn't know about. Alright, so to start off, we have Nara Dreamland. It's located in Japan. It was built roughly in 1961 and was supposed to be Japan's answer to Disneyland. However, it struggled when Disneyland and Universal Studios opened up nearby in Osaka and Tokyo. It closed in 2006 but was demolished at the end of 2016. Some popular attractions were the Pink Princess Castle, a roller coaster based on Coney Island, Cyclone, another inspired from Matterhorn, bobsleds, Disneyland in California, and an assortment of carousels. Nature reclaimed the park before it was demolished. Six Flags New Orleans. It opened in 2000 on 140 acres of land. It was opened by Jazzland originally, and 2 years later was sold to Six Flags. They opened additional rides and had areas that had DC Comics and Looney Tunes as themes. Hurricane Katrina hit hard in 2005. The property was flooded and submerged for a month in 7 feet of water. The prolonged exposure to salt water rendered many of the rides unsafe. Six Flags considered the park a total loss. A handful of the rides were saved and some salvageable items were removed. And after several unsuccessful plans to redevelop the area, Six Flags was forced to vacate its lease and the property was taken over by the city in 2009. Wonderland in South Korea. It's located on the outskirts of Ugbo and Ohae Island in South Korea. It was built after the 1988 Olympics and was abandoned in year 1999. In the early 1990s, the duck-themed ride caused one known fatality. It was due to the roller coaster coming off the rails. In 1999, the same ride killed another girl the same way. The park owner vanished overnight, and Wonderland was closed immediately. The messed up thing is the duck coaster that killed the girl in 1999 lay there until 2011 when the park was demolished. I don't know about you, but this gives me a creepy vibe. Don't forget to subscribe. Joylynn Amusement Park was opened on June 12, 1949 in Wichita, Kansas by Lester Ottaway. After Lester died in the 1950s, his three sons, Herbert, Harold, and Eddie, continued running the park. One very distinctive feature of Joylynn was Louie the Clown. He played the Wurlitzer organ. He's kinda creepy. Funny side story, Louie was actually stolen by a former employee, Damian Mays, when the park shut down in 2006. But then Damian and his wife leaked some information onto Facebook that led the cops to arresting him in February 2015, and he was sentenced to spend 15 months in prison for stealing the clown. Pripyat Amusement Park in Ukraine. It was meant to open on May 1st, 1986 for the May Day celebrations in Pripyat. However, Chernobyl happened. The amusement park was then opened for a short period on April 27th to keep the people of Pripyat occupied while they waited for further instructions. However, after a few hours they were told they had to evacuate the city since it was not safe after the nuclear disaster. The park featured a Ferris wheel, bumper cars, swing rides, paratrooper ride. The amusement park still contains high levels of radiation. The amusement park has remained empty ever since the nuclear meltdown. Chippewa Lake Park, located in Medina County, Ohio. Chippewa Lake Amusement Park began in the 1840s and was allegedly called Andrew's Pleasure Grounds. Chippewa Lake Park was established in 1879 and was advertised as a family beachfront getaway. It grew and got bigger, with rides and entertainment attractions, concessions, dance room, and even a hotel. There's a rumor that Parker Beach, the last of the beaches, owned Chippewa Lake Park, requested to be buried there at the amusement park, but many believe that it never happened. In 1978, Chippewa Lake Amusement Park celebrated its 100th anniversary, and at the same time, its year of closing. The amusement park was fenced off and boarded up afterwards and began to fall into decay and despair, and nature slowly took over. Several buildings and rides were engulfed by trees, and in 2002, the Grand Ballroom was burned down through arson. Wonderland. It was located on the outskirts of Beijing, China, and it was planned to be the biggest theme park in Asia, spanning across 120 acres. In 1998, construction was suddenly stopped and the park was abandoned. There are rumors about why the builders left, saying that the area was haunted, while others suggest the workers found a mass grave. The truth was actually economics. Those involved in the project ran out of money and weren't able to get more from investors. The original idea for the park was to create a Disneyland-style theme park for China. After they abandoned the theme park, the farmers in the surrounding area reclaimed the land and began raising livestock and growing their crops on it. Attempts were made to revive the project in 2008, but unfortunately it was stalled. In 2013, Wonderland was demolished. Holy Land, USA. It was located in Waterbury, Connecticut, and was built during the 1950s. It was a miniature replica of Bethlehem. The park was best known for its Hollywood-style sign reading, Holy Land, USA, and it also had a 56-foot steel cross that could be seen for miles, especially when it was lit up at night. In 1984, the park was closed for renovation. He had hopes of expanding the site in order to attract more people. But that was never achieved because the owner ended up dying in 1986. When he passed, the responsibility for the park passed to a group of nuns. For a little while they kept it clean, but over time, teenagers and nature took over. While much of the park remains, in the recent years it's become pretty dangerous. It even had a murder back in 2010. Property was then purchased and the nuns moved away, and no trespassing signs have been posted everywhere. Disney's River Country. Located in Florida, it was opened on June 20th, 1976. The park was one of the first major additions to Walt Disney World after its 1971 opening. It was one of the earliest fully themed water parks ever built. The park was also known for its unique filtration system, which used fresh water from the adjacent Bay Lake. The park's water sat at a higher level than the lake's which ensured the unfiltered water from the lake couldn't enter the park's attractions. The development of the park would create water-based attractions that became industry standard in the future. These included large water slides, inner tube river, a sand-bottom lake, and a play area featuring tire swings and a bridge. While River Country was revolutionary when it opened by the turn of the century, River Country had not only been surpassed by outside competitors, but also by Disney's own Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. On November 2nd, 2001, River Country closed for its annual refurbishment and didn't open with the other two water parks. The park remained closed in 2003 and 2004 before Disney officially announced in 2005 that River Country was closed for good. There have been many theories about why this closed. The biggest reason for River Country's closure is that the park simply couldn't sustain demand next to its much larger siblings, especially in the midst of massive travel slowdown following the attacks of 9/11. Heritage USA. It was a huge theme park opened from 1978 to 1989 in Fort Mill, South Carolina. The park was founded by Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, who were mostly known for their show, the PTL Club, or otherwise known as Praise the Lord Club. Following their success of their television program, they wanted to build a Christian Disneyland. Heritage USA was not just a giant theme park, it also had a water park, large hotel, indoor shopping complex, and much more. It eventually grew to be the third most visited theme park in the world during that time, with 6 million visitors annually. In the midst of a massive expansion in the late 1980s, Heritage USA was knocked down by 2 crippling scandals and eventually was shut down for good after being heavily damaged by Hurricane Hugo in 1989. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see next. We for sure weren't kidding. Smash that subscribe button.